So, judging by the fact that you clicked on this video, I guess it's safe for me to assume that you're interested in what an art college experience is like. Or maybe you're interested in going yourself. Let me tell you about my experiences with it. So basically, I just got done with doing my diploma. Although I still don't have the paper, I'll get it in like July of this year. So I guess it's achieved, but also not yet. Anyway, so because of that, I thought about making this video, and you probably think I should be like celebrating right now, right? Because I just got done with it, but honestly, my back hurts, my head hurts, my brain hurts, everything hurts, and I ate, and I'd rather not speak about the amount of jalapeno chips I consumed during that time. So the school I'm going to, you have to keep that in mind. I'm in Poland, so before we start talking about it, I have to, let you know that your experiences, if you're like in America, may be different, because I don't know how schooling works there, so I'm mainly talking about the experience I had here. But, maybe it will turn out to be kind of relatable or something, so we should start from the beginning, and you can decide if it's worthwhile or not based on my experiences. Let's go back in time, 3 years ago. So, I'm almost done with my high school. I'm so excited to start going to college, finally doing stuff I actually care about. Wait, what is that? What are you doing here? What? Stop it. What the fuck? Oh yeah, we all know what happened next. Basically, my first year of college was fully remote. Before college, I spent 5 months just isolated in my house. One of the only interesting things that happened during that time is sending my college application. And they accepted it. And I was like, whoa, okay, something exciting is happening. I'm gonna have an interview soon. I guess it's time to show off my amazing charisma and my sparkling personality. It's not like I have been sitting in my house for the last 6 months only speaking with my parents. Should be fine, should be good. The day of the interview comes, and for some reason the school decided to do the interviews through Skype, which felt ancient, but whatever. The hour came, the hour they were supposed to call me, 10 a.m. or something, right? They're not calling. It's 10:05, still not calling. And I started panicking, this was the only college I applied to, keep that in mind, because there wasn't any other college I applied to, so if I messed that up, my parents would probably be really upset with me. So when this hour came, I called them myself, and somebody answered, this older guy, and he was like, what, why are you calling us? And I was like, bro, you were supposed to call me, nobody fucking called me. And they were like, we were calling you for the last 10 minutes and you didn't answer. I don't know, maybe it's just because we were using Skype, but nobody called me. I swear to God, I checked everything. I was logged into the right account and everything. Nobody called me, and I don't know if he was trying to gaslight me or something, whatever. Thankfully, because I called myself, the interview actually happened. Although I made a complete fool out of myself, kinda, because I was just slurring words all over the place. I was very nervous with it. And at the end, they just said, after all my hard work trying to present myself as best as possible, they just said, yeah, this interview was mostly for show. You're already signed into our school because we thought your portfolio was good. So yeah, thanks for talking to us. And I was like, what? Okay. And not gonna lie, before I started college, I was feeling a little bit cocky, my ego was pretty big, especially after they said that they just looked at my portfolio and decided that I was good enough for them. But, reality check, first year started. Let's start off with the drawing class. That was when I first got my reality check. I was slapped in the face with works of art done by people my age and younger than me that were so good and so juicy and crispy that while mine were, let me just say, I don't think I'm the worst at still life. I think I'm just doing okay, but then my self-confidence went. Other than that, that class was just, very typical drawing class. They had us draw whatever we had around the house since it was remote. Usually I was very lazy during that class because I'm not a fan of actually drawing still life and painting. I don't really like it because I don't like getting my hands dirty, so I usually just laid around in bed because it was an early class and it lasted 6 or 7 hours, so I would just lay around in bed for 2 hours and then actually draw. It was okay. Sculpting class. Of course, it wasn't actual sculpting since it was remote, so basically what they had us do is make I don't know what it's called, płaskorzeźba or something, where they had us like get a cardboard box or something and put some old stuff in it, you know, put it in nicely and paint over it with black paint. A lot of people, what they did and what the professor told us it would be a good idea to do is to go to like a Polish Home Depot and buy stuff and paint them over with black paint so it would look cool. And a lot of people did that, and truth be told, it did look really nice, like pretty good. I did not do that. I was so stubborn. My brain just registered, use stuff that's around you. I wouldn't go to that Home Depot. I was too lazy, too depressed, too tired. I just went and searched through my drawers and I found my old asthma inhalers and I was like, that shape is beautiful, I'm using it. And you know, imagine being the professor, like, you know, you studied all your life for this. Now you're teaching students, you're trying to do your best. And this one girl pulls up with this ugly ass. Understandably, the professor was like, maybe you can use some other stuff for this. I was like, what? Why? It looks so good. Okay, photography class. Also a very interesting experience remotely. You know, the professor was also very good. We started off with like learning photography history about famous photographers. That was pretty chill until he started to give us like tasks to photograph something. It was very difficult because back then my entire house didn't have a single room with a white wall in it. Everything had like a wallpaper or a different color, while a lot of other people had like white walls, so they instantly had a background for doing like photography. And I had to like put up a huge piece of paper, photograph my ukulele or something. The biggest problem was that the guy used to be like, guys, you have to get inspired creatively. Like, go outside your window, go outside. He told us to just basically get inspired by our surroundings or something. So let's do that. Let's go get inspired by my surroundings. Calligraphy class. What the fuck is that? What the holy shit, my fucking head! Anyway, it was really something. I will never learn copperplate. I barely passed that class. Typography. So that was pretty chill. If you don't know what it is, it's just like basically working with letters and making cool designs for like brochures and stuff. That's what I got out of it mostly. I think I learned some things. But anyway, what I remember mostly from that year of typography is that we had an exercise to do like a name card. The ones that businessmen share around, you know? We weren't allowed to use any sort of illustrations or anything. We just had to use like black and white, just letters. So I was kind of struggling with that because I love decorating stuff. And I remember seeing somebody pull up their project on the screen during the remote class, and it was basically a ripoff of the card from American Psycho. And the first thing I thought was, holy shit, why didn't I come up with this? This is genius. Until the teacher literally said that it was the worst design or something. She said it was terrible. So I'm sorry, Patrick Bateman. It's nothing personal. It's just art. Learning Adobe class. Long story short, it was a class where they were teaching us how to use the most well-known Adobe programs like Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign. First year was okay. Mostly I laid in bed because it was like Thursday at 8 a.m. that the class started, and the guy had a very calming voice. It was very chill until he realized that whenever he asked questions to the class, nobody answered because everybody was either asleep or I don't know, not in front of their computer. So I think that ticked him off a little bit, and he just said something along the lines of, okay, this project that I sent you, you have to actually do it right now in like, I don't know, half an hour. I get up. I'm like, what? Did I hear that right? Is he serious? There's no way he's serious. No way I can do that in half an hour. And I hear my phone start going off. And my college group class, I just see a swarm of messages of people panicking and screaming like, what the fuck, we have to do this right now? I was also mortified, so I just started slapping my keyboard around until something went right. It was mostly a chill class with the occasional jump scare from the professor. Poster class. Basically, we did posters in that class. It was a pretty okay class until I realized something. So you see, when you go to an art school, there is a high chance, like 90% chance, you will encounter an older professor. There are two types of these older professors. One of them is just an older guy. He is very passionate about art. He's really nice and understanding most of the time and really empathetic towards their students. The second one, he doesn't give a shit about his students most of the time because he's so old, and he's usually kind of misogynistic too. Luckily, I had the first one. He was very nice. The problem was, both of these professors, they speak in a way that is sometimes very hard to understand. I don't know if it was just brain fog due to being in the middle of the pandemic and being just very stressed and art blocked, but I, for the life of me, could not understand, like, the opinions he gave me. Like, for example, and also he was very into, like, more abstract way of showing things, which I suck at. I suck at being abstract. I just couldn't get along with him in a way. I just didn't understand what he wanted from me. You know, it's kind of hard seeing all these other people seemingly doing very well in everything else but you know? You feel like you're the only one that doesn't get it and that sucks at it. And the first year basically felt like that all the time. I feel like my brain was kind of scrambled. So I finished the year with, like, I don't know, average grades. Maybe even a bit lower than average. And I was depressed because I caught myself thinking, well, it's whatever. And I was mad at myself for thinking like that, because no, it's not whatever. I wanted to be good at this. I wanted to be good at art. This is like the only thing I was supposed to know how to do. Bummer, am I right? Anyway, listen, I know it sounds very depressing, but keep in mind that I had this all remotely. All of my friends were in a different city, and it's kind of hard to expect myself to be at my top performance during that time. But don't worry, this isn't over. This was only year 1. Year 2 is coming soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!